At the Caron Hawco Group, we focus on the energy sector primarily, and we tend to be in the areas around relationships, communications, consultation, looking at government relations, and also looking at regulations and how we do work in Newfoundland and Labrador's energy sector. So I sort of have a role in this as a connector, which is how I got into diversity, in fact. I've always been an advocate for diversity in the energy sector. I started during a time when there weren't that many women, for example. It became apparent to me as a consultant that there was a need to help make connections between underrepresented groups and industry. I, in 2016, was approached by the Newfoundland and Labrador Organization of Women Entrepreneurs. They were looking for a consultant to help them better understand the energy sector, the oil and gas industry specifically. How can we get more women into the supply chains of the oil and gas industry? And I dove in deep.
So we were working on a project where we were trying to introduce more women suppliers into the supply chain of the oil and gas industry. We had Caron meet with the women entrepreneurs that we were working with, talked about opportunities, how we could encourage more women to sell, and then on the other side, how to educate businesses in the oil and gas industry to purchase from women in the industry.
A couple of years ago, I was on a working group that brought an international or a national conference here to Newfoundland and Labrador, Canadian Women in Ocean Industries Leadership. Prior to the conference, Caron was instrumental in laying the groundwork for Canadian Women in Ocean Industries Task Force. Her and her team interviewed over 150 people across Canada throughout, from coast to coast to coast. And the work that she did laid the foundation for Oceans Advance to be that leader in diversity, equity, and inclusion in ocean industries. And to this day, she continues to be part of that. A lot of the work that she's doing with this national task force that she helped us develop has been pro bono, only because she believes in it, and her passion for that diversity, equity, and inclusion comes through in every project that I have worked with her on throughout the years.
Everyone started working with Caron about 2 years ago when our Newfoundland project was just starting. We're building a very large and ambitious green hydrogen project, and these are complex feats. We're pulling together expertise from every industry, niche, every pocket of the world, and to solve new problems every day. And Caron always has the big picture in mind, seeing how diversity is not just a regulatory or a PR consideration, but a competitive advantage for us and kind of a necessity to perform.
Well, that's the beauty of the renewable sector and where it is in Newfoundland and Labrador right now, is we are starting with, a blank page, and we can design how we want to build these workforces. And if we want to be more competitive, we need to look at our workforces. And without doubt, we have challenges in front of us. So to set organizations and new sectors up for success, they need to embrace diversity and inclusion. But it's the right thing to do as well. Besides being more competitive, you want to be a reflection of the communities where you're operating, where you're setting up businesses.
I think for us, it was Caron's really true, deep understanding of the importance of diversity and what needed to be done in order to implement different initiatives, and always thinking outside the box. And I said before, a lot of people just talk about policies and what they need to do to check the boxes for diversity initiatives, and Caron really understands the business case for this, why it's important for business, why it's important for society, and why it's just better for the economy as a whole.
So Energy NL are my peeps. I've been associated with Energy NL since the late 90s. And we've come a long way when it comes to diversity and inclusion. We both have. And I am so honored and privileged that you have taken the time to recognize my work. But I'm also really proud when I see how far you've come as an industry association and how you now are a leader advocating for diversity and inclusion through this award, through the programs that you deliver. And it's really a privilege.